Honestly, I have never seen anything scarier than the cosmetic prices in the Diablo 4 store. So I guess happy Halloween to that. Okay, right off the bat, speaking of photo modes, this game doesn't have one, but I'd still like to talk about my experience with it regardless. And I know I have photo mode in the title of my channel, but hey, I like to make videos on whatever's on my mind. Oftentimes it's a photo mode, and other times it's my crazy introspection on how bizarrely I play games, like this one. So this is what brings me to today's video about my time playing Diablo 4. Now, I've got to make a public service announcement right here at the top. If you're a hardcore Diablo player, maybe don't watch this video. This is my first Diablo game and I'm really unexperienced and honestly confused on how the game is supposed to be engaged with, so I worry this might disturb you. So, Diablo. The way I've gotten into and engaged with this game is so odd and honestly so disturbed that I simply just had to share it. I never really had an interest in Diablo. I heard about it growing up, I saw people playing and raging about Diablo 3, but I didn't plan on getting Diablo 4. I'm not really a huge fan of that bird's eye perspective, and the overall UI just looks like a mess. To be honest, it is a mess. However, I do play other Blizzard games.
Oh, round two!
I play Overwatch regularly with friends, and my mains are Reinhardt and Moira. Now, in my humble opinion, Moira doesn't really have the best skins. Some are meh, but nothing really has ever stood out. That was until around this time last year when Overwatch released the Moira Lilith skin. I was in love with it. The horns, the eyes, the teeny tiny wings, it's so good. But there was a problem. I didn't know who Lilith was. Now you might be saying, dude, just buy the skin. Who cares if you've played Diablo? And you know what? You are 1,000,000,000% correct. But my brain just does not work that way. If I buy a skin in any game, I feel like I've got to have an attachment to the IP and understand the meaning behind it. Heck, I just bought the Critical Role pack on Wayfinder, which has now led me to watching Vox Machina. I could spend an hour investigating this phenomenon, but let's just chalk it up to me not wanting to be a poser about a character that I know nothing about. Also, a little side tangent. There's something even more interesting going on here regarding brand affinity. Kind of how Disney has kids admission cheaper so that they will inadvertently grow up loving and engaging with the Disney IP. Blizzard, the company, has added a skin, which I bought, from another one of their games that I have now also bought. By adding this Moira skin, I have financially engaged with Blizzard even more than I would have. I know some of you are probably scoffing and clicking away now, but interesting nonetheless. Now you might be thinking, this is so slimy and bad, and while I do completely agree that microtransaction prices in games, especially Blizzard games, are totally out of hand, this did lead me to playing and enjoying Diablo, so it's not all bad. So, Diablo. This is my first time playing, and after getting over my initial disappointment about the lack of a photo mode, the cluttered HUD, and just the overall chaos of the game, I actually started having a good time. Is it my favorite game ever? No, but I see why people get into it. Also, the story is like way better than I thought it would be, and the cinematics are great. And now I have a reference point for who the heck Lilith is. But here's the thing, because I don't have a history with the franchise, I went into it wanting to create my own narrative. Cue the Lich King skin, and I know you're going, oh my god, he bought one of the skins from the shop. I did. It's shameful, and I'll admit it. But the Lich King, he's my man. I think I might have mentioned this in a past video, but World of Warcraft and specifically the Wrath of the Lich King expansion are huge to me. This was a really formative time in my gaming life, and World of Warcraft was unlike anything I'd played before. So the Lich King as a character is something I latched onto very quickly, and my teenage brain thought he was like the coolest looking thing ever. The armor, the icy vibes, that sword, it was everything. So when I saw this skin was in the Diablo shop, I had two reactions.
No, but I live by another rule. Just do it.
It also gave me an idea. Although I had started the Diablo campaign just playing as myself, which is my typical build of a blonde-haired archer, I decided to kind of roleplay my Diablo experience as if I were Arthas Menethil after he died in World of Warcraft. Almost like his experiences in Diablo are some kind of afterlife or purgatory for redemption. The Lich King's aesthetic even fits into the Diablo world quite well with the death motifs. It also felt fitting that the starting location of Diablo was this icy tundra region. You know, I rarely roleplay in games, so this felt rare. Like, for real, all of my characters, even when I replay games, they're just me. There's Viking me, there's Nord me, there's an elf me. So it's been really interesting to engage in an RPG as someone else and find ways to justify why Arthas would be on a path of redemption. Now you might be also wondering, looking at this footage, why aren't you wearing the crown? This too is something I'm kind of building into my own personal narrative. The crown of the Lich King is arguably one of the most powerful parts of his getup, and it allows him full mastery over the dead. So this crown has a lot of baggage. I also feel like symbolically it just means something to him. So I'm kind of waiting for a story moment in Diablo to don it once more. Now a renewed version of the Lich King, someone wanting to do better and who can master his past. So if you're a Diablo diehard and you're still watching, please comment and tell me what you think of this. How do you like to roleplay? Do you play as characters yourself? I've read that you're supposed to like start a new character every season, which doesn't really flow with me because I get pretty attached to characters, but I don't know, maybe I'll try another class for fun and create a new narrative. All I have left to say is this game would be so much more enjoyable if it had a photo mode that let you move the camera and get different perspectives aside from the force down view. This game is like so stylistic and moody. I would just love to capture these environments. And yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't also mention I want to capture the Lich King armor. This is probably the best it's ever looked in any game. Well, anyway, guys, have a good Halloween. I'm hoping to give some Dragon Age impressions sometime early next week. Maybe this weekend, we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.